Hello everyone. Sorry I jostled the camera a little bit. Tonight we are going to make the 3 cards that will be featured in my free card kit in the mail as a thank you to my customers that shop with me online and use my host code. So let me just zoom in just a smidge here. There we go. Not too much. Okay, so my name's Kathy Schmitt, and I am the Backyard Stamper, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Loudon, New Hampshire. And the bundle we're going to use is this Golden Greenery. This is an online exclusive. It's not in our catalog, but I will give you the item numbers before we're done tonight. We're also going to pair it with the Christmas labels bundle, and this is in our September to December mini catalog. The die, there's 4 dies, and wait until you see how these look with the gold specialty paper. Woo! All right. So when you place a $40 order or more at my online store, every month I have a card kit that I will send you at the following month. So here are the details on that. And you need to go shop online at my website, kathyschmidt.stampinup.net. And the host code for October 2024 is this one right here. So you do need to use the host code. And then when you, at the end of the beginning of next month, by the end of the second week or so, I will send you a packet that will have all the supplies you need to reproduce the cards that I'm going to make tonight. I include a PDF. I don't have it printed yet, but it goes in the package with it, with a QR code, which will lead you right back to this video. So that's how that works. I do have card classes at my house. This is something different. This is a card kit. It's kind of like a card kit in the mail. So the offer doesn't include a free class at my house. So I'm going to take out the supplies to make my first card, and everything will come right in the envelope here. I got a vanilla envelope with a white card, so I will fix that for you guys. I was getting very confused with my envelope stuffing because I had too many going that looked alike. All right, so here are our pieces. And we've got an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of Mossy Meadow. Let me just make sure that I'm live. Mine is spinning. I want to make sure you guys are okay. If you can hear me, can you put a comment in and let me know that it's okay? All right. And I'm going to just put this piece of paper down so that the glare from my light doesn't blind everybody. Alrighty. So here I am. All right. Thanks, Kathy. So I've got my 8.5 by 11 piece of Mossy Meadow, and I've cut it in half. So you're going to just fold it at the 4 1/4. It folds right up, and you've got your card. Let me show you my sample. That would help, wouldn't it? Okay, so this is a card we're going to make, and I did notice after I did this part that my gold kind of covered it up, so I need to remember to bring my sprigs out farther. So if I forget, guys, holler at me, okay? I've got two pieces of basic white. One is, the smaller one is for the outside, and the larger one will go on the inside. And then these are your pieces, and I have a scrap of white that I have in your packet that will you can use to stamp your bells. Now, I cannot send you stamped images, so you will have to substitute if you don't have this set. But I have my bells all ready to go. So let's get started. Let's do our sprigs first. So what I did, I used shaded spruce, and I used, let's see here, I've got all my supplies right next to me. Ooh. So I will be able to whip this right out, I hope. Okay, so this is going to be the stem, and I'm going to want to go all the way to the tip this time. So the stem, let me check this on my scratch paper first. I don't remember how I did this. So I do that, and okay, so I want to stamp off on my stem. That's what I want to do. Okay, that's what we'll do. So stamp off, and then come right up here to close to the edge. And do the same thing, going the other direction. And don't worry about the gap in the middle, because that's going to get covered. That's a pretty big rectangle there. So then this stamp is always test your stamp on a piece of scratch paper, because with these photopolymer, you can see if you don't have it inked. Now see how it's like got a little bit of bubbly there? So I'm gonna just tap tap, now it's gone. So I made sure I'm fully inked. And then you're just gonna go and put this right on top of the outer pieces here. And I'm using shaded spruce again. Ooh, and it's gonna lighten up a little bit, but look at how it gives the three-dimensional. I think that's so awesome. These two-step ferns and sprigs. I just love them. They're so pretty. All right, so we've got that corner done. Let me just throw these on my chamois. Is my mom watching too, Kath? All right, and so for these sprigs here, I'm going to use Old Olive. And I'm going to, let's see here. This is my inside. So this one goes full strength. So I am going to go full strength and also half strength with it, okay? So I'm going to go full strength, and then I'm gonna twist it. And what I wanna make sure is that part right there, I didn't get on the cardstock, so I wanna make sure that that's not gonna be on the top of that other piece. Otherwise, you would see a dark spot. I'll show you on my sample what I mean. So this tip here, so I came on and I stamped here, and this tip had been off the paper. So when I brought it over, it's a darker piece, and I didn't like that. So you just want to make sure you look to see where you're at. All right, so I'm going to Hi, Mom. You don't have to take notes because I got it all in a PDF. So I'll show you how to make it. All right, so that looks pretty good. And I think what I'm gonna do is just do a couple of more small sprigs stamped off. Oh, wait a minute, I have to do my filler. Oh my goodness. All right, so that was the inside. So now I gotta do the outside piece. And so I stamped off, and now I'm just gonna line up my evergreens right over. And then I'm going to twist it and come down again. So this is actually like 3rd generation stamping, which is fine and dandy. So then we'll turn it and do the same thing again. Stamp off your 1st generation, because this is the inside. We've already gone full strength on that other piece. Okay, and then you're going to twist it and follow that 2nd generation one. There. And then I think I'm going to come in. Nope, I'm not. I'm not going to do anything because I'll end up messing it up. All right, so these are going back in my box. I just scrubbed them off. Okay, so then let's go ahead. Oh, let me put this away. And I see I have a little piece of fuzz on my ink pad. There, got that off. Wipe it off my bone folder before I go and fold my cardstock again. All right, let me clean that up. Hope everyone's having a good day today. I spent the day working and looking at computer spreadsheets all day, reconciling accounts, so nothing really urgently exciting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere this. So I'm going to use my Stampin' seal, and I'm going to put this down on my is this my broken one? I think it is. Hold on. I've got one that the tape got jammed, so Stampin' Up sent me a new one, but I left that in there for some reason because I'm going to still try to figure it out, but I don't think I can. I've already tried pretty hard. All right, so I've got that. I like having a bigger border on this one. Normally I do a 1/4 inch border, and then it ends up being an 1/8 all the way around, and this is a 1/2 inch, and it ends up being the 1/4 inch. So you'll see the difference between the red and the green. So this white piece was a 1/2 inch smaller than the cherry cobbler, and the cherry cobbler is a 1/4 inch smaller than that mossy meadow piece. And my directions, the printed directions will have all the measurements for you. All right, so let's set the inside aside. So we're doing pretty good here. We've got to do, this is a postage label, and that is from the Perennial Postage Dies, and it's this one here. It is the largest of the smaller set of rectangles, because these two are the big giant rectangles. So that's the largest of the smaller set of 4 that nest. So you will get this die cut already. I just can't send you stamped images, but anything that needs to be die cut will have been done for you, as long as it's not a stamped image. Okay, so now I'm going to use this Love and Joy from the Christmas labels set, and that's right here, this Love and Joy. See, the Golden Greenery doesn't have any sentiments, so you have to pair it with something. So I'm going to ink that up, and I'm going to stamp to the right, but still sort of centered up and down. It doesn't really matter. You can go farther down or farther up, it doesn't matter. That was really pretty crooked, but that's okay because it's my card and I like it crooked. Okay, let me just see one thing here. There we go. Alrighty. That's going to be fine. And then for my inside, look, I didn't even make an inside for this one. Okay, so for my inside, I'm going to stamp Celebrate, no, what do I want to do? Love and Joy. I'm going to do the Merry Christmas to You because it has the block lettering, kind of like this here. Or Celebrate the Holidays in All the Ways. I'll do that one. So let me just get, see, apparently I didn't do the inside on any of my cards. So we will take care of that. All right, let me just, so when it's a new stamp, you want to, I just scrub it off. And then you're going to want to stamp it on your scrap paper to condition it a little bit. When it's a brand new, the photopolymer sometimes has a little bit of a coating on it. So if you don't clean it off, it can make it so your stamp isn't very clear. So that looks pretty nice. I like it. I like it. All right, I'm going to show you how to do the bells too. I'm going to put a bell on the inside. So the bell is really fun. I'll do all of the bells here on the inside, so it'll be good. So you just use one color. So I'm only using crushed curry. All right, let me just move that. That's gonna go there and that's gonna go there. So that gives me some room. You guys see okay? And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the dark shadowy part first. Let me test that. I just re-inked it last night. Yep. So I'm gonna tip it a little bit because I want to leave room for the other one. And then I'm going to come in with my crushed curry again, stamp off. Let me do that again. It didn't really. Let's test it over there. Yep, that's what I want. Believe me, it took a little bit of time. And see, I'm just going to go right at the bottom where that dark line is. And it lines up. Hold it there for a second. Isn't that neat how it makes the bell? I couldn't believe it when I first saw it. All right, let's do this one. We'll have it come across like that. And the solid, I'm going to stamp off again. And there. Looks like I missed a little bit of my bell. Let's see if I can fix that right there. There. Oh my gosh, it looks so realistic. And that was just crushed curry and so what I'm doing is I'm doing two-step stamping with the same colors, which you know, that when you stamp off you get another tone of the same color. So see how nice and pretty that looks? Ooh, all right, let's put that inside. I'll have to remember to do another one for the inside of this card here. All right, this one's almost done. This card here. All right, so that's that. And now I'm going to get my dimensionals. Right here, I'm going to pop, oops, no I'm not. I'm going to tape it down on my gold. So this piece of gold is 2 1/4 by 3. I did not want to do that. What am I doing, Catherine? Hold on a minute. This is how you, if you got tape on the back and you didn't really want it, just put a piece of Scotch tape. I want the tape on this piece. Okay, because I'm going to put dimensionals there. So here we go. Line that up. Just centering it. Okay, so that looks good. Now I'm going to go and put my dimensionals on. And I'm going to put 5 so I don't have a saggy center. And I know I've showed you guys this before, but here's a little tip for taking the paper backing. You can do the fingernail trick, which you pop it and it lifts off. But if you use your pokey part of the, take your pick tool and bring it towards you like that, it just lifts them right off. So you stab it in a little bit and then just kind of flick it. See, there they all are. So that's kind of a fun thing to do and get your frustrations out. So I like this a lot better because see the difference from my first one? I didn't really see those branches here. Now I can see them really nicely. All right, this is almost done. I've already got my dimensionals on the bells. These are die cut. There's dies for both size bells. And you get the cording too. You'll get a piece of cording. I double knotted it because the little cording really likes to try to come undone. There, card number 1 is done. All right, so we'll leave that there. Let's get card number 2. Oh, wait till you see this one, guys. So now I'm going to bring in the DSP, and in your packet, oh, let me get some of this out of the way because we don't need it anymore. So, let me see. I used Mossy Meadow. Okay. So I used Mossy Meadow for the words. Just wanted to check to make sure. What did I use? All right. So we're going to do this card. And I'm going to bring in the DSP. So in your packet, you are going to get, an envelope that has 3 sheets of designer paper and the 3 sheets of coordinating vellum and some gems. So I'll show you what we're going to do with that. And this, let me show you what the pack of paper looks like because it's really phenomenal. So you've got a piece that looks like that, and on the back are some stripes. There's a lot of green going on. It's shaded spruce, garden green, mossy meadow, and old olive. But with the gold patterns, it looks spectacular. And this piece here can be used for fall card or any masculine card. This can be used anytime. And then you've got some gold pieces here. Here's a piece of green and another gold. So now this is a specialty because one side has the foiling and one side is plain. So, and the other one is pecan pie and very vanilla. I think I forgot. Maybe that's not shaded spruce. Maybe that's garden green. Okay, and then here's the vellum. The vellum has this, and the dies cut the vellum out as well. You got a piece of white snowflakey. Not snowflakey, it doesn't have any snowflakes on it, but it's speckly. We'll leave it like that. And then here's this piece here. So the dies will fit the DSP, some of the DSP. And let me get my, so I'm going to show you how to cut it. So let me just show you the dies here really quick. So the dies, you get a lot of dies in this. So these two are standalone. They make sprigs. This one is standalone. This looks awesome cut out of the vellum. This will cut the stamped image when you two-step stamp it, and it also stamps or cuts the die. Oh, sorry, this is a standalone as well. Sorry. Okay, these are the ones that cut the designer paper out and the stamps. So let me bring this back in and show you real quick. So here's this one. So if this was a full piece, it would cut that shape out, and then this one cuts the ferns out, see? And this one cuts this piece out. So the designer paper will, most of it cuts out, and you've got even these little doodads here that will cut those little gold balls off. So you get a lot of usage out of the dies and the DSP as well as the stamp set. These look great cut out of the vellum too, like that white vellum makes it look very fairy-like. All right, let me get my card supplies here for this card. And get rid of some of my baggies. All right, and then, okay, so this is the right card for this one. So inside, you're gonna get your gold piece. Look at how that embossed. Isn't that gorgeous? And you get a piece of cherry cobbler. You're also going to get the same piece cut out in Very Vanilla, and I'll show you, I just trimmed it, and that's what went on the gold. And you get an outside and an inside. And I'm going to show you how to cut the DSP. So let's set all this aside, except for the outside Very Vanilla is what we're going to need for this one. Let me put that right there. I don't want to get it dirty. All right, so my DSP is somewhere right near me, I know. Hold on. I've got my trimmer. Somewhere safe. Okay, so these are the 3 sheets that you're going to get in your package. So you're going to get one that's got a lot of gold on it and the solidy green, one that's got lots of ferns with the gold foiling and some dotty background, and then this one has like more ferns kind of shaped like hearts and some snowflakey paper. So what we're going to do for this card, we're going to make 3 cuts on our paper, or we're going to make 1 cut of all 3 sizes. And I'm looking to see my size on that. Let me get my ruler to make sure what I did. Oh, so sorry. Oh. Okay, so this piece here, the Very Vanilla, is the 4 by 5 1/4, just a standard card layer front. And then this, each stripe is 1 tick mark short of a 1 1/4. So what I did was I made sure the direction is all going vertical on all of them. Okay, and then I'm going to go 1 1/4 and 1 tick mark back. So what I mean by a tick mark, we can do it on this side here so I can show you easier. So here's my 1 1/4 mark right there, but 1 tick mark is just one line back. It's a 1/16 of an inch back. So this piece is 1 3, or sorry, it's an 1/8 back. 3/8, yeah, 1/8. So this is 1 3/8 inch each piece, because 4/8 would be 1 and, nope, wait a minute, 1 3/16. Sorry. I've got to see. I've been doing math all day and I still can't do it. All right, so I cut all 3 at the same time. Set this aside because I'm going to show you what you're going to do on the next card. Thank you, Kathy and Mom. All right, so we're going to turn them. You have to turn them and chop them down to our size, and we want it to be 1/8 smaller than 5 1/4. The reason the other pieces are not just, it's not as simple as you got to leave room for the matting. So you want a little space in between each one. So I'm going to dry fit first. And what I mean by that is I'm going to place them around and see how I want them. So I kind of want it like that and that and that. So when I go to adhere them, I want to make sure I leave enough space. So I'm going to, it's kind of a narrow one, so I'm going to use glue for this so I have a little bit of time to wiggle it, and I'm not even really going to press down that hard on it. I'm just really going to just lay them right there. And then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to do the other side. Again, I'm not really pressing down, so I could still slide them. Okay, like that. And you kind of want to get them straight. And then this one's going to go right in the middle. Okay, now I need to just adjust. Nope, you know what? I think that looks really good. So I'm going to go ahead and press that down. And then that can go right on the front of your card. I'll go ahead and use glue on that since I got it out. There. So far, so good. All right. Now, so I have this die cut for you, okay? This will come in your packet. That's gonna go there, but you know, it got kind of lost with the gold and the gold. So what I did was I put a piece of cherry cobbler on it. But guess what? There's no die for the cherry cobbler. So here's what I did. I sent you guys with the frame that I cut it out, and I'm going to do it on the back of my piece of cherry cobbler. And I'm just going to get a pencil, and I'm going to trace my opening. And you're not going to need like a huge amount of space, just some space to go around. So I'm just going to trace my inside. Of course, you can put this on your scan and cut out the shape, but I wanted to show you guys you can do it with fussy cutting. And I'm sorry, I know some of you don't like that, but if you want it border, you have to. So here's my line. Remember, this is the back. So I am going to try to do eyeballing 1/8 of an inch. And you know what? It doesn't really matter as long as it's about the same off of your pencil markings. See what I'm doing there? Oops, can you see the pencil marks? There you go. So see, I traced my pencil marks, and there. Does that help if I put it in the light better? And I'm just following it along. leaving the same amount of distance from the line. So if I were to put my gold piece on top of the pencil marks, it would match up. It should match up pretty closely, like that. But I'm gonna flip it over because I just wanna make sure I don't see any of those pencil marks. Let me just bring my light a little bit closer there. So there was the pencil marks. Can't quite get the camera to pick it up, but I hope you guys understand what I just did. All right, and my gold piece is gonna go right there. See how I just traced it? And that little bit makes it pop. Okay, and that's gonna get adhered. I don't think I popped that. Nope, I glued that right on. And what I'm gonna do with that is I'm gonna be very careful with my glue, because if you get glue on your gold foil, you're gonna be very sad. It does not like that, and it will leave a mark. Okay, so I had two little bits in there. All right, just like that. Gently. Oh, I didn't get that bit out. It's right there. Come on. So see, the top of it is not adhered, but that's fine. Okay, just like that. Looks pretty. Now we have this one, and we have to do our stamping. So we're going to get our Mossy Meadow, and let's bring that. Let's move this card out of the way. So we have our sample, and we have our other card that's in progress. We'll put all our bits over there. So we have our Peace on Earth, again from the Christmas labels. And I'm going to fit it right in there. And these stamps are kind of made to go on the slanted pieces. So I've got my piece there. So now what I'm going to do is, I better leave that open because I got to do the inside. I'm going to cut off this piece here, like that. It's almost cut all the way, so because you can like string ribbon or whatever, so it's pretty easy to just make a straight cut across. Okay, but that is going to go all the way side to side, and I have a little bit of gold showing. So you can leave it like that, or you can be daring and chop off a little. If you're going to be daring, try to do it in one snip, one continuous snip. I'm just chopping a smidgen off. Okay? So now I'll have a little bit of gold showing. Just a smidge. All right, so this is all garbage. Let's get rid of that. And I'm going to use my tape because I don't want to take any chances on getting glue on my foil. Just like that. Come on, let go for a minute. Didn't quite have it in the right spot. Let me just pick it up so I can see what I'm doing here. So I'm just using the lines on the cutout to put that piece right in there. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, okay. So now let's do our inside piece. And I'm going to take one of my pieces here. It doesn't matter which one. I think I'm going to use this one. And I'm going to cut another ½ inch off. So you're going to have enough that you can make more of these cards. and just change up the one that you do the 1/2 inch strip. So, and that's going to go on the side here. So I'm going to use glue for that. Let me get my adhesive mat here. All right, and just going to leave a smidgen of vanilla showing on the side. Oops, not at the top though, I didn't want. Just a little tiny bit on the side there, just like that. And you can snip off the end. I hope you stay around to the end because I've got a card that I made at my class last week that I'm gonna show you that was really awesome. Okay, so now we need Peace on Earth and Love and Joy I'm gonna do because I think that looks, well, that's kind of big. Let's see what else we've got here. We've got Hope Your Season is Filled with Magic. This is the Peace on Earth. You know what? I'll do Celebrate the Holidays in All the Ways. I think I just did it that one, but that's okay because it's going to be just fine. So just make sure you clean off your cherry cobbler and then use it on the Mossy Meadow. Because then the font on the H looks a little bit like the way it is on that one. All right, so I've got my words. Then let's pop it up. Oops, not pop it up. Let's glue this down on the inside. I just can't get over how pretty that gold looks with that dye. I have a feeling those dyes are staying in my collection forever because they are pretty, 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 pretty. Okay, so I'm just going to put on 4. I don't really need one in the middle. Okay, here's my take your pick tool again, and I'm just going to pick and pick, just like that. All right. So let's kind of center that. And that looks pretty good. There's that card is done, except that we need our gems. Now everybody will get some of the gems, and these are called wonderful gems, but you also there are gems, hold on, I'll get it, that kind of coordinate with this suite. I just didn't have enough to send everybody. Well, I probably do. So hold on, let me use those. And I don't know where they are, so I guess I'm not going to use them. And that's all right, because I already cut your strips. So your strips are going to look like this, and you're going to get a whole row of 2 different sizes of the cherry cobbler and this iridescent white. Very pretty. They got little speckles in them. So let me use some of these red ones. Here's my take your pick tool. Let's put the cap on. I love, and you know what? Let me put the top on my glue too. I am making a mess tonight. Wow. All right, so I am going to, these are the big ones. Let me get the small ones on this one because they're going on top. So with the take your pick, you use the putty end and you kind of push and lift, and it will stick right on it. Sometimes if you go like that, it's not going to have enough stick to pull it off. So you kind of get behind it and push and lift it. There. Oh, that is a gorgeous card. Peace on Earth. Don't we need that? All right, card number 2 is done. So here's my card number 1 and 2. So we got those. And card number 3 is right here. So this is where you're going to use you got to cut your designer paper again. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And let me put this back. So I'm going to bring my pieces back in. Let's move these aside because we have to pay attention here. All right. So so I'm going to pick my piece so you can see how you're going to have lots left over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this piece here, measures 2 1/4 by 3, 2 1/4 by 3. This piece measures 3 and hold on, I think I said that wrong. This piece measures 2 1/4 by 3. Yep, 2 1/4 by 3. This piece measures 1 1/4 by 3. 1 3/4. Oh yeah, 1 3/4, sorry, by 3 5/8. And then this piece is the 1 1/4 by 3. So if you take your pieces and cut them, well, let's cut them one at a time because we don't want to waste your paper here. So, because you want to be able to, this will let you make several of the same type of card. So you've got, I need a 3-inch piece here. This is for another project of yours. And this is 2 1/4. And this piece is 2 1/8, so you can use that, cut it down and use it for that one on your next card. You'll have enough for that. So this one, don't throw out, save it. So we've got that one. Actually, let me get my card pieces out here. Sorry guys, I know it sounds like I'm really scattered, but I'm trying not to be. What did I do with the card that I was working on? Did I not get it out? That's probably what happened. All right, let me get my card kit out. It's right here. It's right in front of me. You guys were probably yelling. All right, so you've got this piece here is die cut. That's the label right here. All right, and you've got 2 pieces of Very Vanilla. One's for the inside. These measure exactly the same. All right, and you get a little bow. Faux bow. A faux bow. All right, so I need this to go like that. All right, and then I'm going to have, my sample is right here. This one I'm also going to cut at 3, so I'm going to cut that across at 3. Save that for future use. And this is 1 1/4. So I've got my second piece done. Save that for another project. So those 2 are going to be like that. All right. Now the bottom piece needs to go horizontal. So remember, if you have directional paper like this one, you want to make sure you turn it the right direction. So it's 1 3/4. You got a nice big piece of gold specialty paper you can save, and 3 5/8, which is right there. Right there. Okay. And let's get my trimmer out of the way. Okay, and that piece is going to go right there. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to use my liquid adhesive because I need some wiggle room on it. All right, and do the same thing again. I kind of already dry fitted it, but I want to not press real heavy until I know that they're going to fit. course they're gonna fit, right? I'll have all the measurements in the PDF for you, so don't worry about writing them down. And then I'll have the QR code so you can just come back to the video and stop and pause it as you're working on your card. I purposely didn't cut the DSP because I wanted to give you the 6x6 pieces of it so that you'd have some extra to make more than one card. There. So that looks pretty good. And this one's a little crooked. Slide that over. There we go. Looks pretty good. Did I get that one uncrooked? All right. Now comes the tricky part. Getting this stamped on your label. And I'm jesting because with our photopolymer stamps, we can die cut first and you'll be able to see right through it, see? See right through it where you gotta go. So, I'm using cherry cobbler. I'm going to ink that up. Tap, tap, tap. Don't mush it. And then I am going to kind of be right over it so I can see what I'm doing. Come down like so. It's a little hard with the angle I'm at, but oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. All right, and we need something for the inside. Let's see, Merry Christmas to you. And let's get our greetings out, and we want to say, hope your season's filled with magic. I like that. Let's do that one. Because these cards are pretty magical, don't you think? All right. My friend Kathy that's over at my mom's house is from San Antonio, Texas. And she's up visiting my parents, which I think is pretty sweet. I forgot to rub the coating off on the photopolymer because I hadn't used this one yet. So now I've conditioned it and it's going to stamp beauteously. All right, so we'll do that. And I think I also want to put a little piece, a strip from my leftover pieces at the bottom here on the inside. So let's see here. The two pieces we can pick from is this one and the gold. I'm kind of liking the gold, you guys. Is it too much? That one's too small. I'm liking the gold. It's only going to be a ½ inch wide, so it won't be overpowering when you get my red out of there. We do not want to get our pretty cards in it. All right, so just a ½ inch. And I've got it going in the right direction. All right, and then that still leaves you a pretty good sized piece to use on another project. What I do is I start my tape on the strips and I end it down on my layering piece, and that way I don't have to worry about how far down do I need to go with my tape. So I tape it, and I am going to leave just a smidgen of vanilla showing. I think it looks kind of neat when you do that. There. Like you're framing it. And then cut. All right, so then we'll tape that and put that inside and pop up our sayings. And we have some vellum that we have to decorate with. So let's put our piece inside. This has a bigger border, so just remember that when you go to put it on. Don't think it's the 5 1/4 one. It's a 3 3/4. And something is wonky on my card here. It did not score properly. Let me see if I can fix that. Otherwise, let me see here. There. For some reason it didn't score just right. All right, and now I'm going to put that back. I'm going to put it on the same side because I got a little tape mark there. Okay, so there's that piece. Now it folds nicely. I've got this one right here and this one. All right, and then we're going to pop this up with our dimensionals. That and that. Looks pretty good. I'm going to put one more in the center here because of the design. I just don't want it to sag. Let me do my little pick and flick, right? There. All right. So I'm going to put that just like that, up a little bit higher like that. Okay. Now I need my vellum. So remember, you got in your packet, you get a whole 3 sheets of 6 by 6 vellum. And what you are going to do with it is you're going to fussy cut. Or die cut if you have the dies. So let's see, what do I have here already cut? So I use the dies on these. So I've got that one and this one are mates, so kind of like that. Or I could throw in one of the white ones on top. And I'm going to cut off something here because I don't like all that. So let's cut off this piece here. And just, wiggle your scissors. So I'm going to cut it. You don't want it to go past the edge because you won't be able to get it on. And you got to trim the bottom. So it makes a little mess in the middle, but it doesn't matter because we're going to hide it. So I got that one. And then I've got my white one on this side. I have to trim you too. Like that. And I think I'm going to put this little white one back on this side on top, right? So I can spread them out a little bit. And I'll put this little guy here on the other side too. Kind of like that. All right, so this one I didn't need. And then how I'm going to put those on is with dimensionals. So when it's all said and done, it's all going to be hidden. So I'm going to put 2 dimensionals. Now if I was just using 1 layer of vellum, that would show through, but I'm not using 1 layer, I'm using more than one. So I need my solid green to go this way. And this whitish green to go this way. We don't want them to go exactly the same. And then I'm going to take a little bit of adhesive, just a little bit, and put that kind of on top, going up. And this one, I'm going to, what am I going to do with this one? I think I'm just going to put that under like that. So I can put that on a dimensional. Let's see here. I just need a small dimensional. So I'm cutting one in half. Okay, it's hard to tell sometimes what's the front and the back on this vellum. There. That gives it a little dimension. So I've got some bows going up and some bows coming down. And in the center here, we're going to put our bow and our gems. So it's going to hide all of that. So we're going to get our glue dots. And I included your faux bow in there, and I'm going to just arrange it. See, I'm going to cover that opening up right there. Actually, I'm going to put it just slightly higher. And I'm going to put my dots right there. So I'm going to put that. Right like that. Oh. Paper snips do not always work well on ribbon. Okay, and then let's get out our gems again, and this time I want the big ones because I need to fill in that hole there. All right, so push and lift. So I'm gonna do like 1, 2, and 3. There. And there's the card. Isn't that pretty? All right, so here's my original. I did something different with my gems on this one. I didn't make it quite look like a Mickey Mouse. This one does look a little bit like Mickey Mouse ears. Hold on. Hold the phone. Let's just bunch them and turn them a little bit. There. So they're a 3-pack, and I'm going to move my bow up a little bit too. So you got to know when to quit, because if you fuss and you fuss, then you end up wrecking it. Okay, like that. All right, so let me bring my cards back in that we made tonight, and I'll do just a smidgen of housekeeping because there's something I want to tell you about. I got to show you my cards from last week. So, not last week, from my class. That's so fun. All right, let me just pick my stuff up. All right, so we've got, let's bring our cards back in. And we've got this one. And this one. I'll put that over there because it's got less gold on it for the lighting. Like that. What do you think? Pretty good, huh? And so remember, in order to get the kit to make these cards, you're going to want to place a $40 order or more at my online store, kathyschmidt.stampinup.net. Be sure to use the host code. This is the current host code. You can find it in the comments of this video on the Show More. It's also on my blog, or if you forget, just email me and I'll let you know. And the supplies that we used, remember I said that the Golden Greenery bundle, these are all online exclusives. So the bundle, the code number is here, and the price. The Season of Gold and Green and Gold DSP is here, $16.50 because it's got the foiling, and the Graceful Greenery Vellum is $10. So even though you only needed to cut just a couple little sprigs, you're going to get a sheet of each kind of the vellum in your packet, so you'll be able to see what it looks like in person. All right, and let's see here. Don't forget, we still have our starter kit special. it's a great time to join my team. I've already had a couple people take advantage of it because this special is tremendous. Instead of $125 a product in your starter kit, they're giving you $155 in your starter kit. So when you do the math, normally it's $125, but they're giving you 30 extra. Okay, I'll hold that up a little closer. So that totals $155 of products of your choice from any of our catalogs, from the online exclusives, from the pre-order online exclusives that are coming out in November, and anything on the clearance rack. So anything on our site. They also include a past paper pumpkin for free. So the product value is $180. You save $19.80 because it's free shipping on your starter kit. And so the total value is $199.80, but you only pay $99. And that will make you smile. So don't forget, it's only until October 31st. And we still have our kit special going on. And I've got a couple of kits here that I can just show you really quickly. I made a couple cards. This is Hooray for Honeycomb. Whee! Isn't that fun? And these are 10% off in my online store, 10 to 20% off the kits until the end of the month. So that's a fun one. And there's loads to pick from. Okay, I know you're waiting for my card. So here's my card. So a couple weeks ago, let me move all this. Let me move all this stuff out of the way. We'll leave my cards there for now and my logo. All right, so I made these rocker cards with the, what's the name of that set? Something Star, Sweetest Star. Aren't they cute? Some people think they look a little weird, but I think they're cute. So I showed you how to make the rocker card. And so in my class, on Saturday at my house, we made this Halloween one. And look, I put it on a wobble spring. Boing! So that's really fun. Trick or treat. So this witch hat is an old retired witch hat. But you know, on a punch, I never get rid of them because they come in handy, especially the ones that can be a silhouette, like the dog and the cat. But you could put a pumpkin here if you don't have the witch hat. Spells and potions. Woo! Happy Halloween! All right, any questions? Let me check. Okay, guys, I don't see any questions. But I really appreciate you all stopping by and stamping with me. So have a great rest of your night and take care, everyone. I'll see you next week. Bye. Bye, Mom and Kathy.